Hey guys, so it's computer build. I'm gonna actually put the stuff in the computer, and it's gonna be pretty awesome. So I think I'm just gonna start off with the power supply here. As you guys can see, we kind of already prepped the case. I moved the two bays in the bottom to the top here. Well, I moved one of the bays up and then put one of the bottom ones in there. The hot swap bay is down here, and stuff like that. And then we put the brackets in here preemptively for the water cooling rads, which I won't be getting for a while, but hey, we figured we might as well do it now since we got it all out and it's all here. And yeah, so I'm just going to jump into basically putting the power supply in, and yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to do. So, got the power supply right here, and I think I will put it in this way, so that we get, let's see what it wants to do. Yeah, that'll actually work. Yeah, should be good. So now I need the screws for said power supply. And these 4 screws just go in the back of the case into the power supply. And the reason I chose this orientation for the PSU is so that the fan can basically just draw air in right from the side of the case without having to worry about anything else that may be in the way here, such as the radiator in the future. However, the radiator will technically be just bringing air straight in anyway. But yeah, this way it gets the coolest air possible. And it's good to go. Okay. So that's the power supply. Super exciting to watch, I know. Super duper awesome. And just bleeding. My case cut me already. We're in a fickle relationship. So, yeah. Got that in there, just the way it should be. And I think the next thing I'll do, just to kind of get the big stuff out of the way, is just put the motherboard in. I mean, I don't really have a whole lot of components since this is purely a gaming build. It's basically power supply, motherboard, everything attached to the motherboard, like the RAM and the processor, graphics card, that kind of thing. And then like a couple of SSDs. Really, that's all I have. I have a radiator that needs to go on the top, but that is also right now attached to the motherboard, as I will show you. Alright, so we got the motherboard, and just going to put it in here. Hopefully without breaking anything or messing up the I/O plate that we also kind of stealth installed for you guys. There we go. And Corsair is awesome. They put this little like peg in there, the center of your basically like motherboard, and it's a standoff like all these other ones, but it's just an open topped one with nothing to screw into, and it's just a peg that sticks through the board here. I don't know if you guys can see that on the video, and it just keeps everything in place basically as you screw everything in. So yeah, that's that. And now we basically just need to screw the motherboard in. Alright, so now we got that screwed in. I'm going to screw in the fans into the radiator on the top, so we got that all set up and stuff. I can probably put this in for now. This is just the cable for Corsair Link. That basically just lets me control and monitor certain aspects of the pump and water cooling setup and CPU temperature and stuff from within Windows. And that's basically going to plug into one of these. I might as well plug it in right now. Plug it in this one. It's just the one it was plugged in before. Actually, I'm going to plug it in this one. Get wild. And I'll tuck that cable away later and make it look nice. We actually already plugged in the rear fan here into one of the motherboard things. There's a system fan plugged back here behind some of the memory. And yeah, so I'm going to just grab those fans and those screws and attempt to get them screwed in properly. Alright, so we're back, and I've got some washers here and some fans for the installation of the radiator. Just bear with me 1 second as I track down the last washer in this bag of goodies. If I can find it in here somewhere. There it is! I found it. See? There it is. I got it. Woohoo! Okay, so now I take a washer and I take a big long screw and I put the washer on the screw, and then I figure out where I actually want to put this. I think all the way at the back is probably better than forward. So I think we'll just put this all the way back here. So I'm just going to grab a hole for that. And then I need to grab a fan and orient it in a way that is right, like so. And kind of sort of line it up with the hole in the radiator so that everything lines up properly. And then I gotta put the screw through and get that screwed in. So it's kind of difficult. Actually, it's very difficult and annoying, but it is doable to do what I'm calling a push-pull ready configuration of these fans. The reason I'm calling it push-pull ready is because the bottom of the rad is completely open, so when I get more fans, I can just screw them in and plug them in, and then we're good to go. So I need another screw and another washer. And a fan. And a radiator. And there's that. Just get these a little tight for now. And then I'm going to grab the second fan before screwing in all the other ones here so that it's not overly tight. And then I'm going to slide it in up top here where it needs to fit. And it's actually tight enough that it'll kind of hold itself there as I grab the screws and the washers and screw the rest of it together. So that's in, and now that one's in. And the way I have this configured is I'm drawing cold air in from outside of the case, so that the radiator gets the coolest air available instead of pushing it up. A lot of people will go with a hot air rises scheme, and they'll bring cool air in from the front of their case and up. So they want it to come in and up, or from the bottom and up, and then out the back. Well, sorry, out the back and out the top. However, I think positive pressure on this case will probably be better. So I'm going to have every fan I have blowing air in. And yes, I realized that the top two in the front there are not utilized right now, but they will be when I get the water cooling. So everything's going to come in when it comes for cooling. Radiators are going to come in. The one for the quad rad I'm going to have at the top is going to come in. The bottom ones are going to come in. Everything's going to come in and hopefully up and then out the back. And then the 3 fans in the front are going to be blowing air in as well, just so that we actually get some forward air movement speed. I'm not any kind of engineer when it comes to air movement, so this probably doesn't work at all. But hey, we've got the coolest air coming in from outside the case, and that's what counts, especially for the water cooling. So yeah, awesomeness. Now I'm just going to screw in the rest of the things. As you guys can see, I got the radiator mounted here. I got the fan cables here, which I'm just going to set to the side for now. Basically, they plug into this guy. So I'm going to plug them in and then set them to the side. 1 and 2. Yeah, I switched languages. What are you going to do about it? So there's that, and then this is power, so this is actually going to run behind, because cable management and stuff and things. So that's going to run back there. And then these, I think I'll tuck back there too. I can't really do it all nice and super neat right now while the case is on its side, but we can definitely get to that later. So that's down there like that. And what else should we put in here? What kind of things do we have before cables? I guess we can put in some solid state drives. So I'm going to put those ones in the top bay here. And just as my cameraman gets all ready and stuff. So these are just going to go in the top bay. There's the 4 screws here, 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 and here. And I have this labeled top. That's a reference to the plugs, basically, for the motherboard, because these are already pre-configured and already installed with Windows in RAID 0. So just want to make sure they're plugged back in the right way. I'm going to put this in the top bay for my reference, and I'm going to take this off so that I know that it's the right one. So this is going in the top bay. I got to take out the little motherboard thingy here, or not motherboard, hard drive thing, so that this will fit properly. And that'll fit just like that, and I just got to grab some of these optical drive screws slash floppy drive screws slash SSD screws. Which is good enough, waste not, want not. These are solid state drives, they don't move around, there's no mechanical parts, nothing is moving. So 2 is more than enough to secure them, and I did it in a diagonal pattern just to make sure everything is oriented properly. So we'll just slide that back into the bay and seal it up. Second SSD install here. Got to take out the little nib again on this guy. I'll just put that aside. And just place back into the chassis. So this bay and this bay we're not really going to be using. So for the sake of airflow from those front fans, I'm just going to take them out and leave them out. I will be using these 2 in the future. Actually, for now as well, I'll take these out until I do need them, since those are the hot swap bays. And I can just plug those in when I get the drives. So that's that, and now we're going to just move on to I think installing the graphics card. Really, that's the last thing that I have that needs to go in the system, and then wires. So, yeah. Took the plates out of the back. Expansion bay covers. And I'm gonna grab this little shitty cheap graphics card here, and we'll install it. It doesn't want to come out of the bag so badly that it punctured the bag. You guys could see that maybe, but I'll get it out. You watch me. There we go. Okay. So, there's the namesake of the build, the Titan, obviously, GTX TITAN. And just gonna move this stuff out of the way. And get it all lined up. And plugged in. There we go. I just gotta put these screws back in, which I'm sorry you guys can't really see from that angle, but don't worry about that too much. I'm literally just putting some screws into some holes. Okay, so looks pretty good, nice and good in the case, and here's some nice shots of it as well from the side here. It's a really Perta looking GPU. If it had lips, it'd have Perta lips, but unfortunately it doesn't. So it's just got prettiness in general. It's pretty awesome, industrial, badass. The silver industrial design really complements the motherboard, like silver blackness and stuff, so that's pretty cool. And now we just got to do wiring. So we're going to take a quick cut here and get the case back up into a position where we can actually plug things in. Hey there guys. So, as you can see, the 900D is assembled, the system is in it. I'll take the side panel off here so you guys can actually see the inside better without the crazy reflection, if I can actually get it to come off. There we go. So, there's the side panel off, as you guys can see. We have it all wired up here. Could probably do a little bit better cable management on it, but I'm going to be getting some water cooling stuff, like I said, in the future anyway. So for now, this is good, and nothing to worry about really. Everything looks great to me. You can really see how big the 900D is here. Like, it makes all the components look tiny. They're in that little corner in the top left, and there's all this extra space here. So that's that. Everything seems to be working well. So, any comments, suggestions, that kind of stuff about the video series so far? Let me know.